that the Switch 2 is on the level of the PS5.
Yeah, we already know that, Puerto. What are you doing?
Do not make this...
Like, why are you comparing a home console to a portable in the first place? Oh, that's right, because you feel threatened. Because you know that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be far more successful than the PlayStation 5. Is that what it is? Is that why you're feeling unease, or should I say uncomfortable?
The rest of the gen difficult for Nintendo fans.
How is it going to be difficult for Nintendo when their exclusives actually sell on a platform in comparison to the ones that are on yours?
You guys, Nintendo fanboys, you know Nintendo's not about that life.
Neither are you guys, because if you was about that PlayStation 5 life, you would be going out there picking up every single PlayStation exclusive. But we already know time and time again, y'all don't. Instead, you guys pick up Xbox games. Like, how pathetic have you PlayStation ponies have become to the point where you're picking on portable gamers? And what's even more laughable about this, he is right. There's a lot of Nintendo dudes out here saying that it's more powerful than the Series S and all this other nonsense. You know what I do? We laugh at them. There's no reason to be taking this seriously, bruh. Like, who cares, bro? It's a portable device. Nobody cares.
No, you're not about that power. You guys know that. So don't get into that. Do not ruin it for the majority of Nintendo gamers.
Well, guess what? Whatever they blabbering about ain't going to ruin it for them, because you know why? They pick up their own games while you ponies pick up Xbox titles.
Don't force them into a console war, because they already have
Oh my God, bro. Now Nintendo gamers want to jump into the console war because they're comfortable coming off the success of the Switch 1. I'm sorry, man. This right here makes me want to just stop playing video gaming, man. This right here makes me just want to go find a new hobby and go do something else with my miserable life, because that's what gaming has become, miserable. And let's just be honest, man. Let's keep it 100, man. All this family, you guys do more fighting for these companies than these companies do for y'all, and y'all out here advocating garbage. And then you wonder as to why people's like, I'm done. I'm going retro. I'm going to go play things that make me happy. I'm not supporting these IPs or these anti-consumer practices because of what y'all are doing. It's pathetic. Grow up.
It's already rough for them, you know.
How is it rough for Nintendo coming off the backs of the Nintendo Switch 1? And it's already different. What are you talking about, bro? It sounds like you're mad because you understand that the Switch 2 is easily by far going to be more successful than a PlayStation 5. You know that. They got the games that their people want to play, while PlayStation 5 has nothing.
Nintendo, charging $80, and now they're saying...
Oh, really? So we're going to sit there and act like we didn't pick up Last of Us Remake for $70, you hypocrite?
No, if you can't afford the Switch 2, get a Switch 1.
If you can't afford a PlayStation 5 Pro, just buy the regular PS5. These are the things that y'all been saying. And now you got a problem when the Nintendo gamer is doing the same thing y'all been doing this whole generation.
Ridiculous stuff, but that's all right, okay? But graphics, don't do it, all right? The screen to the left, that's Princess Peach and Mario Kart Deluxe. To go toe-to-toe to PS5, stop, bro. Don't get Ratchet and Clank ripped apart. And that's my image right there.
And guess how it looks on PC? You should have had a PC comparison on the side to see how much better it actually looks on PC. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Does it really matter? Are people supporting these games? Are people buying them? I think, and like I said, bro, regardless of what you say about Ratchet and Clank, I would personally prefer to play Mario Kart World because it actually looks fun to play. It actually reminds me of a time when gaming was fun. Ratchet and Clank doesn't give me that. It gives me that modern game. Oh, you know how games get worse, cinematics. That's even though there's not that many in that game because I do have it. Like I said, it just gives me that approach. All graphics, no substance.
I posted that on Twitter. Look at the ray tracing. Here, let me show you the big screen of that one. This is what you're getting as far as first party concerned, and that's it. And you'll be fine. Okay. All right? But
we know
don't dip your toe. Don't dip in the ring. Do not step in the ring. Because your hands is too short to box with God.
Now you're calling PlayStation God, bro. Are you serious, bro? You out here calling a game console God, bro. Was PlayStation God when y'all didn't support Astrobot? Was PlayStation God when the majority of PlayStation owners play third party and they don't even play exclusives? Like, are you kidding me? Do you pray to this console?
Okay. You ain't got the skills. All right? You're going to get knocked the F out. Okay? Nintendo not messing with this. Now, sure, you can say, it's going to sell better. Fine, it sells better.
Well, that's kind of what's more important. I mean, at least Nintendo gamers are advocating for things that actually help benefit them, while you ponies are bragging about things that don't benefit anybody but yourselves.
Or people gonna play Mario Kart, all that shit. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, we know that.
But on the graphic performance and graphics, don't get in that convo.
Oh yeah, just like with PC, don't get into that convo, because we know every single game that gets ported from PlayStation to PC will be far better. Do not get in that convo.
Let it be.
Let it be.
You don't have a powerhouse.
You don't have a powerhouse. I'm acting as a PC gamer, listening to this console peasant talk about how he's comparing his glorious PS5 to a portable device. But go ahead, don't step in the ring with the
talking
PC.
Shit to other platforms. It's not that. Nintendo's not that dude.
Man, yeah, you know, right? PS5 is not that dude. PC is that dude.
They haven't been that dude since.
Right, you know what, bro? Hold on, let's get on to the next video, man. I'm tired of listening to this nonsense.
Not sure why you don't want to inform your audience correctly about game key cards on Switch 2. The consumer needs to know the truth. You letting your ego get...
Bro, why is Player Instance even defending this garbage, bro? See, it's the fanboys. Now, Alex, I don't know what happened. He might have been wrong in what he said in regards to maybe he thought it was tied to an account based off what I'm seeing. But still, this is very much DRM. You still need to go online to play the game, bro. Like, bro, like, y'all doing too much, man. Like, it's crazy, bro. We got Nintendo fanboys saying, you're not spreading misinformation. I mean, you're spreading misinformation. Bro, this sounds just as bad. It doesn't matter. If anybody that played the Switch 1 knows what LA games like LA Noir, we understand this concept already. Okay, Alex doesn't play on console, so and he made one mistake. I don't even know what happened. I'm just saying. Because I'm just going based off that it's not tied to the account. Is that what he said? But regardless of all that, you still don't own the game on the cartridge. How about we fight about something that's actually important instead of having these nothing fights pointing the finger and saying, you're wrong, haha. But you're still getting game key cards. Like, bro, what are y'all doing? You Nintendo fanboys is pathetic. All fanboys. This is ridiculous.
Of that. And there he published Player Essence, posts some receipt, some information about the game key cards. Apparently, Alex, provided bad information about it. And then you got the rest of the Nintendo guys. Got one comment, he's going to ignore this because he won't admit he is wrong. Player Essence says, yeah, seems like that's the case. So much for being for the consumer.
Well, what do you mean being for the consumer? Why you acting, Player Essence? Why you acting as if this is a good thing for Nintendo, bro? Like, ain't you a physical guy? This is what I find so funny. You see how fast these people change up? All because it's their favorite company. They don't keep things consistent. Y'all want to sit there and talk about, it's so much for being for the consumer. What consumer are you talking about? If this was for the consumer, the game would be on the cartridge. Clearly. Y'all, bro, I can't, bro. This right here, man, I know people watching this video, they're probably like, yo, GameStop, I'm with you on this, man. This is petty. This is childish. Y'all having these nothing fights over what? Over your favorite piece of plastic while y'all all get shafted from behind. This is what's going on here, man.
Then Nintendo Prime shows up.
Oh, of course, Nintendo Prime, of course. Like all these Nintendo enthusiastic people, but they don't want to talk about how detrimental game key cards will be for the future of Nintendo. They don't want to talk about that.
Going to rage bait in a new video or stream laughing at us despite that being about nothing other than correcting misinformation.
Wow.
No user. The fact that he is not responding to this is all the proof I need to know a lot of the outrageous. I've been doing this to PlayStation this whole gen. Granted, there's some things PlayStation done wrong, obviously.
Yeah, what you don't talk about. You go back to hibernating for 2 to 3 weeks and we can't find you until the coast is clear, bro. Ain't nobody want to hear from you, fanboys. The real gamers are getting tired of this crap. I don't care who you is or who you are or what box you represent. Real gamers are getting tired of this garbage. Y'all want to sit there and say, oh, well, there's so much for Nintendo being pro. What pro consumer on what, OJ? The game ain't on the cartridge. So I don't care how many times you people want to explain that, he wrong, Mr. Banana Suit wrong. At the end of the day, the game ain't on the cartridge. Oh, but you can lend it. You can trick. Okay. How is that any different than what it was on the Switch 1? We know this. We're fully aware of it, and people didn't like it there. Then. We don't like it now. What do you don't understand, bro? When Nintendo Switch 3, whatever, 4 or 5 come out, I can guarantee even Nintendo games ain't going to be on the cartridge then. So y'all better stop having these nothing fights and start having real conversations to try to change and control what's going on here. But no, let's point the finger. Let's act like what he's doing is wrong. Okay, fine. He made a mistake. I don't even know if he did. But let's just say for the sake of the video, he did. That doesn't change the fact that the game ain't on the cartridge, bruh. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, y'all are ridiculous, bro. I'm tired of this community.
But there's just stuff he completely misinformed about, and exaggerated and just spread bad information, stuff like that.
Wow. I spread good information and y'all say I'm hating. Oh, you an everybody fanboy. Nah, Nintendo fans ain't gonna like me because I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. Now y'all not gonna like me. You got PlayStation. How about you talk about the fact that PlayStation raised PlayStation Plus? Oh, you don't want to bring that up, do you? Oh, that's funny. You don't even want to bring that up to people's attention, Mr. I'm informed gamer. It's so funny how y'all want to talk about all the positives, but y'all don't want to talk about any of the negatives of your favorite company.
They said anything. Yeah, everyone was quiet pretty much, right? And the only people that were...
Yeah, you hear that? Everybody was quiet until he brought it up to people's attention. And now you got all these Nintendo fanboys going down Alex's throat because they're mad that he brought something of a sensitive subject to these fanboys for them to talk about. That's all it is, bro. Okay, he was wrong on one state, and that still doesn't take away the fact that you don't own the game. Like, what are we doing?
Trying to correct them was the PlayStation guys, and the PlayStation guys...
No matter how much correcting Nintendo Prime, OJ, or even Puerto do, is not going to stop the fact that your consoles are DRM. Let's talk about what's important. Let's have these dialogues. Let's have these tough conversations. But no, y'all care that, we care about Nintendo and physical. Okay, you really believe that? Because if you did, you would be calling this out regardless. Nintendo, why are you allowing this? Why are you allowing third party to do this? Especially with games like Bravely Default, there was no excuse for why that game ain't on the cartridge. We're finding out that the Switch 2 version of Suikoden, which is on the copy of the first Switch, ain't on the second one. Bruh, y'all don't want to talk about this. Okay.
Oh, Fanboys, right. Whatever. Oh, you defending the company, whatever.
That's what you're doing, whatever.
Same thing. We were doing something. Hell, I made a few counter videos, and each video I made countered his stuff with accurate information, right?
I'm done.
But no one cared. Now you're telling me y'all care now? Because it's Nintendo. Now it's about having accurate information. Now, talking about accurate information is not a fanboy thing. Now that's not beautiful.
Puerto, you don't talk about accurate information no different than the rest of these fanboys because you have agendas. That's why you haven't talked about the fact that PlayStation has raised the price tag. You guys are all doing the same thing. You guys are all hiding. You want to sit there and talk about how he's spreading misinformation, but you're not also talking about information that would be alarming to consumers going out there wanting to buy the Nintendo Switch 2. You're not explaining or describing it the way that I'm doing it. Okay? Y'all not doing that. This is why people mess with my channel and people don't care less about what the hell y'all doing because y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of fanboys.
Fanboy. It's informing the consumer. Now it's appropriately informing the consumer with facts. Man, get out of here with this bullshit. Man, get out of here. Y'all should have checked content creators spreading bullshit years ago.
Yeah, and we checking y'all now. I was one of the first people checking y'all. That's why y'all took me out of here. That's why we went down. We went back. We made the content more appealing for YouTube's guidelines and policies. Now y'all can't stand me. Because we already know what you do. Try to hold the brother down. We get it. We understand. You don't want the truth to be out. Okay? And now that I'm here, y'all can't stand me any more than you can't stand all these other people. Because you know why? It bothers you. That's why. You can't no longer push your fanboy antics without people stepping back and say, hold on. What are you talking about? Because that's what I'm doing right now. So all this pointing the fingers of based off him not saying that it's tied to the console does not matter. Because if anything, it's tied to the service. It's tied to the online. Okay? Oh, well, we can still sell it and loan it. Okay. You still don't own the game. 10, 20 years down the road, you ain't even going to be able to play it, as far as I'm concerned. So what are you doing?
Y'all should have been done that. Now it's too late. You ain't caging this animal now. Now that it's already, you know what I'm saying, at its peak. We're halfway into the gen. Now you guys are going to go around saying, oh, no, we just convicting consumers. Man, we ain't trying to hear that shit. Just take it in the chin. Don't come and embarrass yourself.
I like how he's saying that, but even the PS5 has the same DRM. If anything, it's worse than the Switch 2. Because the DRM for the PS5 console is linked to the disk drive, which has to be synchronized online. Xbox, like I said, you guys call me an Xbox fanboy, but you have to synchronize the Xbox for the first time use to be able to use it online before you can even use the device. This is DRM at its finest, and you people that have a problem with this, y'all not touching up on these touchy subjects because y'all are fanboys. Y'all buying physical media on the false illusion that you own it, and guess what? You don't. Out of all the people that bought Switch 1 games, guess what? You ain't going to be able to play every single one of them on the Switch 2. You have bought into the idea, or should I say the false pretense, or should I say the illusion of what you believe that it appears. Okay? But at the end of the day, there's so much nonsense going on in this community. I can't believe you, Essence, or what's the other dude's name? Nintendo Prime defending it. That still doesn't take away the fact that the game ain't on the cartridge. It doesn't take away that fact, bro. It's tied to the service. It's tied to the online. It's an activation key. Okay? It's stupid. And who's to say that they won't print out enough copies because they would prefer for you to buy the game online? Which that's the direction Nintendo's going. You really think with Switch 3, they're going to put a 128 gigabyte Nintendo game on a cartridge? No, more likely it will be digital. And this is the future that Nintendo and as well as everybody else is pushing. Hopefully, guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, take care. Peace out.